What if the ghost of a brutal past isn't just a ghost, but a living player, plotting its own stage for a grand return? This comeback forces us to ask, how far are we willing to remember, forget, or forgive? Welcome to Hot Truth Leaks. I'm Katrina, Uncensored. Rodrigo Duterte, infamous worldwide for his bloody war on drugs, is once again at the center of the Philippines' political storm. What's his plan? To stir nostalgia for a strongman leader, to frame every legal process as foreign meddling, to turn the ICC trial not into a threat, but into a badge of defiance. Duterte once declared, "If they want to arrest me, come here." One line that made his supporters cheer and made the world turn its head. This is the story of a comeback so powerful, it could tear apart the old alliance that once ruled this country with an iron fist. But what is the real price of that iron fist image? 6,000 people were killed, according to official figures. Human rights groups believe the real number could be 3 times higher. The families of victims are still waiting for justice that never came. The international court still demands answers. This is not just legal jargon on paper. This is a wound that remains fresh, a struggle between discipline and abuse, power and impunity. Meanwhile, the spotlight on human rights violations and the International Criminal Court investigation looms large. The fragmentation of power has reached an irreversible stage, with clashes between competing factions now putting the country's stability at risk. Why are so many powerful blocs fighting so hard to block Duterte's return? Because the stakes are far greater than just one man. Out of the public eye, former united factions are now betraying each other. The fortress that once stood firm has turned into a battlefield for power. Team Philippines, a coalition of politicians, activists, and public figures we never imagined sitting at the same table, is now trying to build a counterweight. They talk about accountability and reform. But is it really all for the people? Remember, behind the ICC's data, counting thousands dead in the drug war, there is still fear alive in the hearts of the families left behind. The ICC trial could be Duterte's biggest nightmare in his comeback bid. Imagine a former president standing in court for crimes against humanity. A spotlight can no longer be hidden behind speeches. If this trial goes forward, old wounds could reopen or finally heal through justice. The facts on the ground show it plainly. Groups that were once united are now on opposing sides. Backroom plots threaten to shake governance itself. When those in power betray each other, it's not just the seat of power that trembles, but the very pillars holding the nation up. And out there, it's ordinary people, all of us, who will pay the price if history repeats itself. This year, Philippine politics is once again rocked as Vice President Sara Duterte, daughter of former President Duterte, faces serious accusations, misuse of public funds, and even alleged threats to assassinate the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker of the House. She is being sued for billions of pesos in public loss and is accused of mocking the legal process. House prosecutors insist the case is too serious to ignore and must go to a full trial in the Senate. This case cannot be delayed. Prosecutors stress, justice must be served to protect democracy. No one is above the law. But Sara is not backing down. She calls the impeachment just a piece of paper, nothing more than a political stunt caused by cracks within the power circle. Since the House impeached Sara in February, the process stalled when the Senate returned the case for legal certification on June 10, sparking public protests and calls from legal experts and the church for the trial to continue. Recent surveys show that the public remains divided. Many students tend to support the trial, while the general public remains uncertain. This indicates that the push and pull of political interest is far from over. If the law can be bent for a family name, where does that leave ordinary people? If Sara is eventually convicted, she could be removed and banned for life from holding public office, closing her path to the 2028 presidential race. But if she walks free, it sets a dangerous precedent, almost giving the Duterte dynasty a longer life. So, is this impeachment truly for the people or just a political maneuver? The stakes are huge. It's not just about whether Sara stands or falls, but about the public's trust in democracy itself. If 2025 is the turning point, where do we go from here? Move forward together toward healing, or get trapped again in an endless cycle of political conflict? Write your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe and share this video so the truth never loses its voice. I'm Katrina. This is Truth Leaks. Stay alert and never let the truth be buried.